Hello everyone, welcome back to the session. Welcome back after the break. And now we're going to look at the concept of compound interest. This is where everything gets really exciting, okay? So we have looked at the concept of simple interest, which was simple enough. Now we're going to look at the concept of compound interest, okay? So before we look at the formula and how it's derived and everything, let's understand an example. Okay, it's a very simple example, and there is a reason why I'm doing it, because it is a simple interest example. Okay, you might think how it's relevant for compound interest, but trust me on this, there is a reason. Okay, so let's look at example number 3. Mr. A borrowed 100 rupees from Mr. B at 10% per annum. Calculate the simple interest. Oh, simple interest. Sir, why are you looking at simple interest when we are actually talking about compound interest? Trust me, students, on this. There is a reason why I'm doing this. Okay? Calculate the simple interest payable if the amount is repaid after 2 years. Okay? Let's write the formula first of all. Simple interest is equal to P into R into T, where P is 100 rupees, R is 10%, and T is 2 years. Okay, so if we just multiply all the figures together, we will get 100 into 10% into 2 years, which will be 20 rupees. Okay, I hope everyone is clear on this. There is no confusion. Okay, let's look at this again on a timeline. So this is the timeline for 2 years, and at the year beginning, and then you have at the end of the first year, and then you have at the end of the second year. Okay, at the year beginning, I have borrowed 100 rupees from Mr. B. At the end of the first year, I owe him rupees 10 interest, but I don't owe him the principal yet, because the principal has to be repaid at the end of second year. Okay, so by the end of second year, there is another year has passed, therefore I owe him rupees 10 as interest. Okay, so in total, I owe him 10 rupees as interest for first year, 10 rupees as interest for second year, along with the principal repayment of rupees 100. Hope everyone is clear on this concept. Okay, now I'm going to show the same thing in the form of a tree diagram. Okay, and there is a reason for it. Okay, trust me on this. You might ask, why are you showing the same thing again and again? There is a reason for it. Trust me on this. Okay, guys. Okay, so at year 0, I borrowed 100 rupees. So at the end of year 1, I owe 10 rupees as interest. Okay, at the end of year 1, the principal remains the same, and at the end of year 2, I owe another 10 rupees as interest. Okay, the principal remains the same. So at the end of year 2, I have to repay the 100 rupees principal, along with the 10 rupees interest, and along with the interest of rupees 10 for the first year. Okay, so in total, I owe Mr. B 120 rupees. Okay, and there is a reason why I'm doing this. Trust me on this. Okay, example 4. Mr. A borrowed 100 rupees from Mr. B at 10% per annum. All the facts remain the same, except calculate the compound interest payable if the amount is repaid after 2 years. So I have to calculate the compound interest. So what was the amount of simple interest we paid in the first example? It was 20 rupees, right? Here, they have asked us to calculate the compound interest if the amount is repaid after 2 years. The time is same, except the compound interest, the interest amount will differ in this example. Okay, so let's look at this. We are taking the tree diagram again. In the first year, I owe Mr. B interest of rupees 10, 100 into 10% into 1 year. Okay, at the end of second year, I owe him how much? 100 rupees, and I have to pay interest on him at 10% again. So how much do I owe him? 20 rupees now. along with the principal, right? So I owe him 100 rupees principal, 10 rupees interest for the second year, along with interest on interest, because I have retained the interest, okay, of first year. I did not pay him the interest. I retained it. I used that money for myself, so I have to pay interest on interest as well. So how much do I pay? 10% interest on 10 rupees, which is 1 rupee, right? So I owe him how much? 100 rupees plus 10 rupees plus 10 rupees plus 1 rupees. So how much do I owe him? 121 rupees, right? So I hope you guys were able to see the difference in simple interest and compound interest. In case of simple interest, I owed him 120 rupees, but in case of compound interest, I had to pay him 121 rupees, okay, over the course of the same period. Moving on. So this is the formula. So I'm not going to go in a lot of detail into the formula, in particularly in this formula. So let's look at a simple version of the formula, okay? So A is equal to P into 1 plus R all raised to T. Okay, where A is the amount, P is the principal, R is the rate of interest, and T is the time. Okay.